Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. In this video, I want to talk about why I sold all my drones, except for these two small drones, the Mavic Air and the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I kept these two and sold the rest. Why would I do that? Let's talk about it right now. Alright, so recently I sold my Mavic 2 Pro as well as my Phantom 4 Pro V2. Those are amazing drones. They're big and they do a really good job if you're doing or videoing commercial work. However, recently I haven't been doing that, and because of that, I left it in a closet. It's just dusting away. And so I decided, well, I better just save some money to do my other projects. And these two drones is more than enough. In fact, the Mavic Air has been my go-to drones for the last 2 years. I rarely use my Phantom 4 V2 as well as the Mavic 2 Pro. I mean, if I ever have to do my commercial work for a job situation, yes, that would come up. But because I haven't been doing that, I decided I'm going to sell that, and maybe in the future I'll get the Mavic 3. However, at this point, if I'm going to do short films, these two drones is more than enough. In fact, the Mavic Air has been my go-to for the longest time, and I looked at the video quality and it's really good, especially if you're going to post it on YouTube. If you're doing short films on YouTube and all that, I think the Mavic Air is more than enough. And I noticed also for my Phantom 4 Pro V2 as well as Mavic 2 Pro, the battery situation that I had was that I kept it in the closet for 4 to 6 months, and actually for my Mavic 2 Pro, the battery, the three of them died. So I wasn't able to revive it, and it was kind of sad because each of the battery were worth at least $100. So you're talking about $300 down the tube. And so the point of that is that if you're not using it, just sell it off. And that's what I did. I decided, I'm not going to keep it any longer. The battery is actually deteriorating over time, and I just might as well just sell it and then maybe think about getting a new drone in the future. But for now, I think the Mavic Air and the Mini 3 Pro is more than enough. Let's start with the Mavic Air. The Mavic Air is just a compact drone. Now you still need, in Canada anyway, you still need a license to fly this drone. So I have a basic drone license. I can fly this drone, and because it's so small and easy to carry, I actually have 4 of these batteries. So that's another reason why I kept it, because I have a lot of these extra batteries that I can fly my drones. Now the battery doesn't last as long as the Mavic 2 Pro or the Phantom 4 Pro V2, but it is enough if you're doing like 15 or to 20 minutes worth of filming. Then this should last you for at least 15 minutes. And I have 4 of these. So you're looking at about maybe an hour worth of footage. And most likely when you do a drone shot, you're not going to be using 1 hour worth of footage. You're probably going to have to select which portion of the video clips that you want in your video clips, right? So, for example, if you're doing short films, obviously there's going to be a top view, and that's not going to be more than a minute or two shooting. In fact, probably most likely 20 seconds. So for the Mavic Air, this is more than adequate. Now I have to say the Mavic Air has a very nice color rendition, and I rarely need to change the color grading. It is good enough for what it is. Now I have to watch, of course, the overexposure of the sceneries, but generally it does a good job. I basically use Mavic Air often, and I do have a lot of accessories for this drone, and so that's why I kept this drone. And even if I, let's say, crash it, I'll get another one for really cheap. Probably I can get a replacement, a secondhand, for around $200 just for the drone itself. So it's worth having this drone, and especially if you know how to operate it. And that's another thing. I was able to operate this drone very smoothly, and I had no issue with it. Now for the Mini 3 Pro, the reason why I like this drone is that because it's even smaller and it's under 250 grams, I pretty much can fly without my basic license. Now I do have the basic license in Canada, so it's not a problem, but because this is a small drone under 250, or they call it micro drones, right? I could fly it very close to people, but of course I have to be smart about it. Just make sure that I don't fly too close. In fact, if I fly over them or over myself, then it should be fine, as long as I keep in mind that it's not in a crowd or it's not a dangerous situation where there might be kids or there's a lot of people running around and it's not windy or the weather is not extreme. Then this drone is actually quite good, and you should have no problem flying around your neighborhood. Another thing about the Mini 3 Pro is that the battery lasts longer than the Mavic Air. For example, this battery here will last about 22 to 25 minutes, whereas this one is only 15 to 17 minutes. Okay, so yeah, I have 3 of this battery, and no problem. I could fly for almost an hour, which is great. And because of that, these 2 drones is more than enough. In fact, I use this drone to follow me. I love the Mini 3 Pro follow me feature. I got it pretty close to me, about 2 meters, and it's maybe about 5 meters above me. And when I was walking, it followed me really nicely. And the stability of the gimbal is amazing. So I like this drone because I was able to walk around the park, and this drone just follows me and looks very cinematic. So having these drones is more than enough. If you want to do a short film and is a one-man camera person like myself, I'm able to film it pretty much myself, and pretty convenient. And these are small drones you can put in your small bag or even in your pocket, especially the Mini 3 Pro, and you wouldn't have any issue. So this is why I kept these 2 drones. The battery lasts quite a long time. I have no issue with it, and I can replace it anytime because they're quite affordable, especially the Mavic Air. The Phantom 4 Pro V2 that I sold was a bit big, and it takes a lot of space, and when you're carrying it, it's pretty heavy. Same thing with the Mavic 2 Pro. I have this case which is smaller than the Phantom 4 Pro, but it's still bigger than these 2. And in fact, this one I can put in my pocket while I'm walking around. So yeah, that's the reasons why I actually sold all my drones. I really don't use them as much, and the battery is just wearing out. So I decided, it's time to let go, get some money, and in the future maybe I do want to buy the Mavic 3 or the Mini 4 Pro. But for now, I think these 2 are more than adequate to do short films and video projects in the future if I decide to do that. And I'm very happy with my decision. Now I have a couple $1,000s in my pocket. I'm able to save it for future projects that I might want to do. So I've been downsizing a lot of my equipment and only kept some of the equipment I think is essential and is useful. So maybe I'll talk about that in the future. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll have another video about that, but we'll talk about that in the future. Please subscribe and give me a little heart of appreciation. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.